VNS doesn't limit you to imported data for terrains. You can also create terrain with the terrain generator. Let's create a new project named TG. Create and save. And when asked if you want to import data, answer no, because we'll be making our own. Go to the Data menu and select Terrain Generator. You can also create a terrain generator from the Terrain Task Mode, Terrain Generator category, or lower scene at a glance, just find the terrain generators and get one there. Open a TG camera view. Zoom back a notch, and you'll notice that you have terrain. However, if we open up the database editor, we do not have any DEMs. And that's because the terrain generator has a preview function, which is enabled when you create one, and that allows you to see the default texture, size, and elevation range you're working with. It doesn't become a DEM until you create DEM here in the output section. Go to the elevation range and texture operations, edit texture. The default element is a hybrid multifractal texture. Go to the selected element drop-down box. Let's change that to turbulence. The real-time view will give us an update of what that texture will look like. Let's try pebbles. Here we go, that's more interesting. In addition to creating artificial terrain, the Terrain Generator texture editor is a great place to experiment with different textures and see how they work in 3 dimensions. I think we'll stick with pebbles, so close out the texture editor and go to the Terrain Generator coverage page. The default terrain size is about 28 kilometers on a side. Back over here on the general page, the elevation range is 0 to 5,000 meters. To choose another area preset on the coverage page, go to the Area Presets drop-down list and choose Square Kilometer. Everything updates, including the real-time view, and we've gone from 800 square kilometer terrain to a single square kilometer. So that's the DEM out there in the distance with its cameras. If you go ahead and reset the view position, we'll have another view here of our DEM to be. We can also import pre-built components from the component gallery. We can do that same way we do with other editors and import. Choose the Groovy component. And suddenly we have nothing. Well, that's because this component on its general page has preview disabled. If we go ahead and enable that, you'll see that we now have our terrain to be, and we're ready to create DEM. It won't take very long. We now have the Groovy DEM in our database editor. TG Camera has our real-time view. You can go ahead and disable Terrain Generator, and we're ready to start working with it.